What's going on, guys? We're back with another video. Today's video we're gonna cover, we're gonna relocate the battery over to the trunk. So we finally got some parts ordered. I think we covered it in the last video, but so here's some cable. So we got our power, we got our ground, and we have our terminal connectors, and we have some copper lugs. So we'll be needing those, and we also have a fuse and some grounding straps. So I think what we'll do is we have so many different grounding cables that we'll probably want to consolidate and use these, and then probably safer since they don't have all that plastic wrap around them.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm guessing that's why they do that, right?
Yeah, or maybe it helps with like resistance and stuff.
Yeah. These are pretty nice. Look at them. Not bad. So we'll just have to be strategic about where we place these, but anyways, so Justin right now is, I guess, working on a box to get that in the trunk. And we talked about getting this, and I'll move out of the way here in a second, but so we'll place it on that front right of the trunk, right?
I think so.
So we'll get that. I think for the most part, the entire car is a mess, and I'll probably only have to take off this panel and then we're done.
I think so, honestly.
The whole thing is just freaking gutted, dude.
It'll make it easy without having seats.
It smells like fuel. Yeah, so we'll tear this up and let's get this wire, I guess, in place. I think that'll be first place to start, and we go from there, right?
Yep.
I think what we'll do, I guess the game plan was to have battery in the trunk, obviously. We'll ground it somewhere in the back of the car, and then immediately off the battery, we'll have the fuse, and then run the cable around the door sill, and then up and around. And I wanted to get as close as possible to that, to the starter, and connect directly to it. But I think we'll want to come through the firewall, the grommet, since we already have some cables, and I'm not sure that there's another opening down there, like Justin said. So, all right, so that worked. Just busted out my shoulder blade a little bit, but we got it through. So, you know, the carpet looks like shit right now, and probably so does the shot. But once I'm done, I'll show you guys what I did. If you want, you can peek up here, Justin. So we got through the carpet in this top right corner. We were able to squeeze it through, and now we're running it through the carpet in between this plastic piece, trim piece, and it's actually pretty smooth in there. So I don't think we run any risk of it rubbing or kind of chafing and then exposing wires we don't want to expose. This is my car battery. Justin's battery actually has a post on the front. So what we're gonna go ahead and do right now is, I think we are, where do we put this? Yeah, we could just lay it right here and I think it'll be fine, right? Or
Yeah, somewhere.
well, the box, maybe we could fasten it to the side of the box somehow.
Yeah.
Once we have that.
Some self-tapping screws or something.
Yep. So maybe I'll just cut here, which would give us a little bit more length. I mean, because we have some extra on the front if we need some.
I think that might be alright.
Here?
Yeah, right there.
Alright, well, these Radio Shack crimpers are not gonna do it. Let's go ahead and pull some muscle. Oh, that's not too bad. Holy shakes.
So much for that's not too bad.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe rotate it. There's some rotating action. Probably just got the grinder. I don't know, dude. We're gonna need something else. We got it. Just broke my hand and that's about it. All right, guys, so real quick, one thing that we didn't really cover. So we're using 2-gauge, what is essentially welding wire with a 250 amp fuse on here. From the research we did, I think that should be plenty. Some people use 0-gauge. Amps wise for the fuse, I think that's pretty in line. I think 200, 250. And we have our nice little connectors here. I found these, all this stuff is from Amazon. So not too complicated. And I think that should be it. And then we have this too. So we have 2 wires from factory that, again, so far we haven't cut any wires from the car, and we're retaining as much as possible. So in the future, if we do want to go CAN bus, we can just plug and play. So one thing that I didn't cover last time either, so I shielded everything up. I got everything wrapped nicely, the original harness in the car, so it's actually down here. And then I taped off the connector right there, so it's nice and closed up. Just gonna tuck it away. And I told Justin, so he's gonna 3D print some sort of box so we can get our GM, ECU, and TCM stored away in this corner. So we'll probably clip it here and this side so that's elevated and not rubbing against this harness. And we'll store that away. We got about 20 feet of harness to get rid of. Not literally, but pretty close. And then I think it'll be tedious, but I'll probably just knock it out over one weekend. Probably won't film it, but I'm just gonna cut and start soldering away and make sure to do one wire at a time.
Yeah.
So we figured out a game plan. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is, found this little nifty splitter. I've had this for years. It's stainless steel, so we just gotta figure out where to place this, but the plan is to get this wired in the back, and then we have our original battery post. So we're gonna take these 2 wires, join them together, and that'll go in one terminal. And then we have the stock fuse box. This one is gonna go in the second terminal, and then the third one is gonna go down to our starter. So fuse box, original battery terminal, and then starter. After that, we'll have the alternator running to the starter. So on the starter, there should only be 2 posts, the battery and the starter itself. I'm not really sure what to do with this ground yet. I'm probably gonna do a little bit of research. I don't know what this is. I'm really tempted to just like snip this off, join them together, and then ground it right here. I feel like that'd be such a nice spot for it, and get that whole thing replaced.
Alright guys, so Justin's underneath the car again. Ignore these wires for the time being. So we have our power in the back here. And then we have original harness power. We have our fuse box. And then this wire goes up here, up to our starter, where it's then joined with the alternator wire and the 2 power cables that hook up to our LS swap harness. That should be it for the battery, right? I don't think there's anything else. We still have to wire up our alternator, but might have to extend the harness on that, just looking at my to-do list here. But once that's extended, and that would be this little guy right here, then that should be it. All right guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. So all the wiring for the battery relocation kit has been added and done to the car. We might have to move it off to the side a little bit just because, again, our turbos are right there. So we probably want to hug the left side of the engine bay and the right-hand side of the engine bay as much as we can. And we're most likely going to wrap them, again, for heat management. And we were just revising our list again because it's starting to look like crap. But, so this is what we have going on. There's a few things that I haven't moved over. So what we'll do is, I think the next couple of videos, maybe going into next week, we'll see. We'll have to freshen up on our welding skills again because I think this exhaust is coming up quick. So I want to get that done because after that, I think we can go ahead and shorten up our harness just to make sure that we know where those wires are going to land and get secured, and again, away from any heat. So
After that, we got things like, we're gonna relocate the ignition coils, but I think we might just wanna tweak what we already have. Gotta add a plug for our trans hole, it's just an inspection plug. Fire extinguisher later on, alternator, and then obviously the body, minor cosmetics. So this is all stuff that Justin's been knocking out. So, and then Justin, remind me, I think all of the back, these look really solid. So these are these all done?
Everything's pretty much done, but where the fasteners go, just like
Okay, just gotta
minor things, yeah.
So he's been ovaling all of these out just to keep them consistent. So what is it, just a bunch of Dremel work? And shit?
Yeah, literally.
Damn, dude. So it's a bunch of Dremel work, making sure that our spacing and our gaps are pretty consistent. Doing the best we can here, but we're almost pros.
Yeah.
So we also talked a little bit about the exhaust. Don't know, we have an idea. We don't know how well it's gonna work yet, but so we'll cover that in the next few videos. Again, guys, thank you for watching. Really happy to be, I guess, creating content again. So we'll be seeing you guys soon.